Happy New Year's everyone, and welcome to the HP Farm channel. Today we're going to talk about step number 3 if you want to go drag racing. Stick around, we'll talk about choosing the platform. Hey everybody, hope you guys had a safe and fun festive New Year's Eve celebration. I know I'm feeling a little groggy today and a little run down. But like I said earlier, today we're going to talk about choosing your platform. So we'll get right into it. You know, there's a lot of common cars that you can choose from to create your drag racing car platform, or your drag race car from. So we'll just run through a few quick ones on the list. I'm not familiar with Chrysler or import products, so I won't be really going over those. But you can see here 5 cars that are common across all drag strips. You're likely to see these in some form or shape. With the G body, your Monte Carlos, your Malibus, your Regals, F body, Trans Am Firebird, Camaro. A bodies are Chevelles. Let's see, X bodies, your Novas, and then of course the Mustang, which it has a few different platform names throughout the years. The Fox body, SN95, S197, S550. And so we'll talk about a few of the key things you want to look for when deciding on what platform you're going to use. Number 1 is going to be your familiarity with it. Are you a GM guy, a Ford guy, Chrysler, import? What is your interest and your familiarity with? Number 2 is can the platform meet your goals that you set? Through the means of chassis and through the means of engine. Aftermarket parts. What platform has a good supply of aftermarket parts to choose from to hit your goals? Let's see. One of the other things you could look for. Other thing to think about is commonality. Are they common in your area? Can you get one in good shape at a cheap price? Those are the key things to hit on. I would say, any of these platforms here are a good starting point. Ford, GM, they all have a great abundance of aftermarket parts, and I'm sure you can find on the internet some recipes even to make a very adequate vehicle from. GM wise, you got the LS. That's so common now. It's basically replaced the old 350 small block, which even that has an abundance of aftermarket parts to choose from and places to get them. Ford, you got the 302. That was a good little motor in its day, but it's been surpassed by the 4.6 dual overhead cam and single overhead cam motors. And now you got the Coyote, which is a whole different ball game. But these engines are putting down serious numbers with really easy effort. So it shouldn't be hard to hit the horsepower you need to run your numbers and goals that you decided on. But it comes down to choosing those, like I said before, your familiarity, cost, abundance, and what you like. So me being a Ford guy, I like both GM and Ford. I like all cars, but something in my heart It just loves a Ford. Got an 03 Cobra right here, and I've really grown to love the 4-valve 4.6. The heads require very little work. It loves boost. They're, I wouldn't say super common to find, but if you look in the right places, you can find the right factory parts to build an awesome combo. With that, you can pull the aluminum blocks out of which are the Texid and the WAP blocks. You can pull those out of anything from Lincolns to earlier Mustangs. Let's see, Aviators, a few different cars and places that should be easily found in junkyards that you can pull things. And some of these are still running, so you can even probably find a running car from somebody on Craigslist for a decent price, and maybe even use the whole thing. When I first started thinking about what kind of platform I wanted to use, I was looking at the Lincoln Mark 8s because they come with the Texid aluminum blocks, which have been proven to hold 4-digit horsepower numbers easily. Their heads are not bad if you're doing an all-out high RPM racing car, but they could be a little bit more not as manageable, a little bit less manageable on the street scenario. But you got the newer Mustangs, well, it would be the newer Cobras, but the Aviators, those are the latest C-head revision. So those, if you can find those in a junkyard and lucky enough to get a nice set of heads for less than $1,000, you're doing pretty well. But I was looking at the Lincoln Mark 8 because it's a pretty neat platform. I kind of like its styling, and you don't see a whole lot of them. But then you're talking about a big car. Might be a little difficult to make it light, and I figured while they were cheap, a lot of them were beat to piss and rotted out, and I just didn't like having to do all that extra work. So I started looking and thinking, thought maybe about the Mach 1s, because those had the aluminum block 4.6 dual overhead cam motor in it, and that's a great platform to start with, and you have all your parts and pieces right there pretty much. But the prices on those are not. I found a couple that were. I found one that had a spun bearing in my area, which isn't a big deal. I figured I've been taking the motor apart anyways and replacing the internals with some good forged stuff, so a good reliable motor and nothing to really worry about when it comes to parts and pieces. But then I noticed the 96 through 98 Cobra Mustangs were going for not a bad price, and they were pretty common in my area. So I decided to start dialing in on the 96 to 98 Mustang Cobra because it comes with the Texid aluminum block. It has the B heads, which, like I said earlier, aren't the best for a street mannered car, but I'm not looking to be a pure street racing car, or I'm sorry, not street racing car. Don't particularly want to get involved in that aspect of things. But when you do drive in the street with the B heads, it won't be as torquey, which isn't a big deal. I mean, on the street, you're not going to be doing a whole lot anyways. So I'm starting to think, and the direction I'm going is 96 to 98 Mustang Cobras. Besides the engine, the Mustang suspension has been used oh man, I mean, guys are taking LSs and putting them in there because of the suspension and the way you can light, and not just how light they are from the factory compared to anything GM offered. So, you know, I've seen prices from $3,000 to you know, a reasonable price, $3,000 to $5,000, and of course there were some others that are higher, but those are in way nicer condition than I'm looking for. Again, I don't want to be a show race car. I want to be, you know, a race car. I don't want to have to worry about if it's got a ding or a dent, and if it's got a little bit of rust that I can fix up. I'm not too worried about it. Other than that, I think that about covers everything. Well, a lot quicker than I thought it was going to go for this video as compared to the previous ones. Like and subscribe if you're interested in what I'm doing and want to be notified. Ring that bell. Comment down below. Let me know if you guys have any questions or things you would like to see. You know, now that I have my platform decided upon, you know, the video should be coming more exciting, because instead of me standing here, you're gonna see me working and wrenching and doing some fab work, and we'll be talking about more things that have to do less with pen and paper and more with getting your hands dirty and building your race car. Take it easy, guys, and take care. Bye.